Can you hear that? No, you say? It's a good reason for that. It's silence. I didn't know what was going on here today. Phones ringing, although I didn't even get the caller, so that could go off again at any minute. Television blaring. Don't you love silence? Oh, goodness. Anyway, I was thinking again, while I'm doing these, I tend to think a lot, and I'm sharing my ideas with you. When we do work with the Genesis, or I work with the Genesis heat set paints, I tend to do, well, I was doing 10 different layers of mottling. Okay, so I didn't do any of the washes unless I came across a problem that I wanted to correct, and then I would correct it with a wash. So, with those 10 different mottling layers, the kit was not baked at all. That's what I'm in line of thinking now, right? So, I would let it air dry completely, then bake it, and then go on to whatever it was that I was going to do next. Skin layers or whatever, or detailing, and then veining or whatever it was, depending on what I wanted to do. But what I suggested before, and I'm going to do the whole lot without any baking until the end, because you've got to remember the Genesis is not heat set. I mean, it's not cured unless it is heat set. That's what makes it permanent. So, in essence, unlike these ones that evaporate if you leave the bowl uncovered or the jar uncovered or whatever, exposed to air, and that's why they're called air dry, they will dry out. And in fact, even with the airtight bottles or jars, if you leave them too long, they will start to evaporate as well, I noticed. So, whereas Genesis, you could leave it like that in a bowl for literally weeks if you want to, as example. Actually, probably I have done it before, in little pallets or whatever, and it's as good as gold to go. Now, we don't thin Genesis down. Well, those of you who've painted with Genesis before would know this anyway, but we don't thin them down with water, distilled water. We use the odorless mineral thinners, and I can understand some people don't like to work with them either. I have never worn gloves. I have to say that, and I have used ovens. I've got an oven that's just for the Genesis, for the doll parts. It's one of the halogen benchtop ovens. And as for burning kits, in my lifetime of doing it, I might have, but the only way you'll get a kit burnt is if you overcook it, and there's a set time and temperature that you go by, or you allow the kit part to lean up against the wall of the oven. It doesn't matter whether it's a glass oven or otherwise. Yes, that will burn them. But other than that, I've not had any incidences with burning and as such. For that matter, I have burnt a Reborn doll head by using the heat set lamp. The heat lamp that they sold for warming the head up and doing the micro routing. So there's that there as well. So look, you're going to have problems no matter which way you go if you're not careful. But if you know and you're aware of it, you can avoid a lot of those problems. I'm going to continue now and I'll leave you with those thoughts until next time.